everybody, it's the Kentucky Girl, and it's Memorial Weekend, and I thought I would take a drive out on some back roads of rural southern Indiana. See what kind of old barns and bridges and just little treasures along the back roads. So come along with me. And here's my little buddy Tony, but he's not going to go along. He doesn't like rides. And now we see our first old barn. The old-timey kind. That's what we're on the lookout for. Not these new modern pole barns, the old. And now I have found a beautiful little serene lake with some little geese on it. No fishing, the sign says. I'm going to get out of the car for this one. We've stumbled onto looks like a historic little bridge, but it's been rebuilt in the past, I'd say 15 or 20 years, over Indian Creek. The car coming across, so yes, it is still used by traffic. We'll check out the creek down here. The view upstream. What a nice little find to, oh dear. You can see under you. I'm not sure I feel too good about walking on this. What a nice little treasure. Riding along on the back roads. Yeah, this isn't really a bridge for walking because it feels like my feet are going through the... And you don't want to look down. That's the Lickford Bridge. Now, just a little story about this. There was... I saw some YouTubes of people saying that it's supposed to be haunted, and they came and checked it out. But I don't mean to poo-pah somebody's story, but the story went that it was a man that killed his slaves on the bridge under a full moon. Well, the problem with that is this bridge wasn't built until... Some of the information I found was built in 1907 to 1909, and some said the 1920s. Either way, slavery would have been over by then. And this is Indiana, and the Northwest Ordinance did not allow for slavery. So I'm not too sure that that story holds water. So we'll carry on. And here's some more of a little drive through the country. We're on Blue Springs Road. On the right over here, we've got the creek where we just saw the bridge. Don't know if that's showing up. Probably not showing up on the camera, but there's a creek down there. And now we've come across a little church. Looks like this is the fellowship hall. We're in New Amsterdam. And if you look down at the end of the street, you see the Ohio, well, the sky now, you see the Ohio River. The next thing I found looks like a homemade cannon welcoming you here to this little town. And this is the current church. It's a United Methodist historic building there. Now the next thing I found is an old Oddfellows building. You can still see the IOOF. And we're right on the Ohio River in this little town. And now those hills you see over to the right, that's Kentucky. I'm not sure we're going to see the river here in a little bit, but I guarantee you that's between us and those hills. We're on what's called the River Road. And we're coming up on one of our old-time barns. Looks like we might have two of them. And this odd rock kind of jutting out into the road. Now here on the road by the river, we've come upon another old barn. And if you see these peach trees here in this orchard, that's the famous New Amsterdam peaches. End of the orchard, we got another old-time barn. Okay, here's another old barn. We seem to hit the mother lode here along the river. There's some more old-time. Here's another old barn. And another. And here's yet another old barn. Old red barn. And now on our little drive in the country, we've came up on a quarry along the Ohio River. And possibly some of the biggest trucks in the world. Now we're at the bridge here over this old quarry, and a few years back this was open for tours, and we took a tour in there on a bus, and they explained what those pipes hanging there, they called them their wind chimes, and when the dump trucks would forget to put their dump down, when they come through there it would hit those metal bars and make a noise, and they would know to lower their... So whether that's true or whether somebody was pulling my leg, I don't know. Now here's where the road's going to get a little hairy. We're real close to the Ohio River, so this is a little switchback here. A couple of sharp turns. And that, folks, is the Ohio River. We're just a few feet from it. I'm not sure if it's picking up on the camera, but so we're about as close as we're going to be to the Ohio River on this trail. And that's what you see through the trees here. Now across from the river, there's some bluffs. And I believe I need to be here when things aren't so greened out to see those. Got the beautiful Ohio River. There's a little beach down there. Such a quiet, peaceful little drive along the river here. Sounds like there's a boat out there. I hear it, but I don't see it. Okay, there's a real good shot of the Ohio River. See how close we are? You can see the beach over on the Kentucky side. This will probably be our last barn. We're about to the end of the road. That one sure looks like it's seen its better days. But it's still a pretty old barn. I was wrong. This is our last barn on the road. Wonder why they're all red. They seem to be a common theme there. What's a little back road drive without a little country cemetery and the old-timey wrought iron fence? And now we're in the little historic river town of Mockport. We've had two river towns, New Amsterdam and now Mockport. We're going to walk up here and see a mural. Of the Alice Dean. And that's a Civil War story with that. It was sunk by John Hunt Morgan out here in the Ohio River. Lots of history in these little river towns. And this is the church at Mockport. Some beautiful stained glass windows. And this once was an old house. I don't know if you can even make it out. It's almost completely taken back over by nature. And we're finishing up our little road trip on the back roads. We were on Lickford Bridge Road, then Blue Springs Road, and then the River Road. And we now are going over the Matthew Welsh Bridge from Indiana. We're entering into Brandenburg, crossing the Ohio River.